right, House of Payne fans, I just finished watching the episodes that came on a few hours ago, and like I said, but didn't watch live. I actually went to sleep for about 90 minutes. I thought I'd be out until at least 3 o'clock. I was wrong. But before we move forward, go ahead and like the video. Let's try to get to 50 likes on this one. Hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out when I post new content. Please hit subscribe so I can hit 1 million subscribers. And also follow me on my social media platforms. Links are in the description below. Episode 9 was called Someone, and episode 10 was called Something's Rotten. Episode 9, Miranda's interested in giving Calvin a second chance. After his divorce, Calvin decides to date again until Miranda finds out that Calvin's new girlfriend, they basically know each other. And Something's Rotten. Calvin and Miranda's divorce drama grows. I'm pretty sure these episode synopses are incorrect because it goes on to talk about Jasmine and yada yada yada. But oh well, let's just focus on what we did see. I'm not gonna lie, maybe because I'm kind of used to how bad the show is now compared to how it was. I don't think these two episodes were bad, but the thing about it is I was scratching my, and you can let me know if you feel the same way. I feel like I spent more time watching these episodes trying to figure out the time gap between the ending of episode 8 where Calvin and Miranda are kissing in the condo to the beginning of episode 9 where it seems clear that it's the next day. You know, Miranda's wearing something different and whatnot, and I'm just like, she came in the house all happy, so I'm thinking that maybe there must have been some sort of misunderstanding where, because they had a makeout session and possibly sex last night in the condo, maybe Miranda assumed that they were getting back together. And that would have made for a storyline that actually makes sense. And I would have been like, ooh, now it's going to be really dramatic because Miranda thinking that her and Calvin, are getting back together, and then Miranda getting the food from Ella, then coming back with the dishes, and she happens to come back when Laura's there, and then that messes up Calvin's new relationship, and then Calvin assumes that Miranda did it on purpose, and now Miranda feels upset, thinking that, oh wow, I thought me and Calvin were getting back together, and now he's dating you, and then this and that. I mean, that would have made for a more compelling story than what we got, because again, did they just not, was this something that didn't happen? Because again, I really thought that was going to be the focal point of these two episodes. Like, we would pick up at the condo, maybe get some insight into what's going on. Like, maybe Calvin, enjoyed the kiss, but then he says, look, I'm dating somebody else, or something along those lines. But I'm literally was just sitting through the entire first episode like, are they not going to address what happened in the condo? Because this entire time, I mean, Miranda already looked bad since she came back in regards to being uncertain about the divorce she initiated and whatnot. And because you had the best scene of the series so far at the ending of episode 8 between Calvin and Miranda, again, I just praise that scene because it was the first scene since the show came back that reminded me of what the show was. Good acting, no overuse of the laugh track, serious dialogue, and it's almost like I feel like these episodes were out of order. I want to be completely honest here. I feel like there was something missing. Like, did we skip 2 episodes or something along those lines? Because I, for the life of me, could not figure out why that kiss or kisses were not addressed. So I don't even know what to say about these episodes. Again, I don't think they were god awful. I don't think they were terrible. I'm just, I was looking on Twitter and whatnot because I had watched the episodes before I went online to see what other people were saying about it. And then when I went on Twitter after watching, I saw a bunch of tweets and comments pretty much saying the exact same thing I was saying. Wait, so are we just not going to stand here and act like those two weren't making out last week? I know one person was like, now Miranda came in that kitchen, all she had to say was, about them making out last night or whatever night it was, and that would have been enough to end the relationship right there. But no, it didn't come up whatsoever. And then also a lot of people are saying the same thing that we've been saying all every week. Like, remember when the show used to have so many storylines going on where it felt like there was so much going on before the opening credits or theme song ever came on the TV. Now this show, again, it's really like the Paynes. You got two characters or more just kind of standing around talking about nothing for like 5 minutes. Then the theme song comes on, and then the episode moves forward and nothing really happens, because a lot of people are saying, now you're going to spend the first 4 episodes about Malik and everything, and now we're just going to act like Lisa and the baby and all that stuff doesn't even exist, because it's just sad that the show is really to the point where these episodes slash this season feels like it's being broken up into sections, as opposed to having a fluid storyline. Or should I say, well, no, I'll just say a fluid storyline with multiple stops along the way, where like one part of the episode we would see Calvin and Miranda, or one part of the episode we would see Lisa and Malik. But no, most of these characters, if the episode isn't focused on them, they're either completely absent or their presence brings nothing to the episode. I mean, we are what, 10 episodes in, so we're almost at the halfway point of season 1, and it just feels like, well, to be honest, I don't think this is inaccurate to say, these characters are literally just running from one house to another. Like, if one character's at Ella and Curtis's house and they get ticked off about something, they'll rush over to CJ and Janine's place to talk with somebody there about the situation. And then the other person that pissed off person is like person B, who pissed off person A, will go to the location person A was just at to tell their side of the story, and then vice versa. It's just repetitive, redundant, and useless. I mean, episode's 10 title is called Something's Rotten, and it's the script. I was laughing my ass off. I saw this one tweet of like, it was a gif of like a guy just kind of chilling in a chair reading a book, and he's like, I bet Tyler Perry be in the studio, like, do what comes naturally, because the Curtis, he's had his funny moments this season, but overall it's like, why are you even here? Like, for real, he's just there to butt in, which isn't unlike his character, but to do it in such a, okay, this is cringy as opposed to being funny. Like him with the camera when Laura, Miranda, and Calvin were in the kitchen. Okay, I did chuckle at that a little bit, but you know, like the whole grabbing the beer and everything, and I'm like, okay, this is just, well, I'll take it over the fart and constipation jokes from last week, so I will give the episode that much. Then the Malik and CJ, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I did laugh at the scary movie thing. I do the exact thing that CJ does, or I just decide not to watch it all. And then I think somebody was like, man, when Calvin came in and slammed that door, CJ pulled out a bit of his New Jack City days, like, you breaking my shit. And I was like, well, I mean, to be fair, Calvin didn't even slam that door as hard as he did Ella's door last week. The only difference is one of those little plates on the wall fell when Calvin slammed it. But other than that, again, a prime example of why I'm not watching the show live. I mean, what happened? Miranda came over, needed food for a work party. Calvin's excited about his new girlfriend, meets Curtis and Ella, which is brief because Miranda shows up to drop off the dishes, and then turns out that she knows Laura because they work together. Calvin gets dumped, and now Calvin's pissed off, and that's pretty much it. And then I really don't. I mean, the only other thing to talk about is the fact that Miranda just, again, like Calvin and Malik were like, you got a stalker. And again, it would make sense if these two, if they addressed the intimate moment they had in the previous episode. But nope, it's just like Miranda's crazy out of nowhere. Miranda is basically Myra from Family Matters, in a way. It's just the fact that I hated what they did with Myra's character towards the end. They just made her overly obsessive and everything, and that wasn't her at all. But in any case, it's like Miranda expecting to know about Calvin's dating life and all. Like, even at the beginning of the first episode when Ella's getting the food ready, and then she's asking, so was Calvin dating anyone? Like, okay, I was trying to give Miranda the benefit of the doubt in previous reviews and whatnot about how in a way, I don't think the entire family, I don't think she could be cut out completely from the family because she is the mother of one of Curtis and Ella's grandchildren. But she doesn't have to be involved in everything, especially, I mean, if people in the family talk to her, that's one thing. But in terms of Calvin's personal life, that's none of her damn business. So then when she and Laura are, and it's hard to even explain what that scene was. It's like when her and Laura were talking, it's like Miranda's like, that's my husband. And I'm like, wait, what? So you literally painted Calvin to be the villain. And it's like, oh, he doesn't talk to me. Girl, bye. That's literally all I had to say about that. And then she got the nerve to be upset. Calvin's right for trying to throw her out. Yeah, it wasn't his house. But at the same time, it's like, wow, Miranda. And then, of course, like, Ella, it's like CJ was saying, Miss Ella just wants to keep the peace and everything. Again, I don't mind that, but I'd feel some kind of way if my mom did that to me. If she was just telling my business like that when it's not really her business to give away because, I feel like, again, they're your parents. You should respect them, but I feel like parents should respect their children as well. Like, if your child confides in you something or, something that's going on with them, I don't think it's your business to tell everyone else about it. So, I mean, to be fair, and if I remember correctly, I don't believe Miss Ella was telling Miranda that Calvin was dating, but, you had Miranda poking and prodding in a subject that she literally had no business getting into. I mean, it would have been different if it involved their child in any way, but since it didn't, no, Miranda did need to know what Calvin was doing or who he was seeing. And like she said, I've been out on a couple of dates, but you're literally messing up Calvin's. This is why I don't want to see them back together, because there's nothing redeeming about Miranda that's happened. It's just the fact that, oh no, I'm the one who didn't see the value. I walked away instead of trying to work it out. And to be fair, both parties did foul to each other, but at the same time, both parties did try to fix the marriage, but they weren't trying together. That was the problem I was finding when I was rewatching some episodes of season 7 and season 8. Look, season 8 has like almost damn near 100 episodes. I ain't got time to sit down and watch all that. But I just feel like from what I did see, it was never a time where both of them were working on the marriage together. Even when it looked like they were, one person was just giving the other attitude. They were never putting in, even when they were working together to try to salvage the marriage, they were never putting in the same amount of effort. It's like one person was trying to carry the other, and vice versa. It was never those two trying to work together in unison. So for Laura to just up and leave right like that, I mean, that's messed up. It's almost like, oh, she's my friend, and oh, you're treating her like that. You're married to her, and you're not talking to her. That tells me a lot about you. Yeah, you get out of here with your not natural hair color. And yes, that was Gia from Have and Have Nots, and she also played, I forgot her character's name, but she was in the Medea family funeral. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, you left the haves and the have nots for this. Oh well. But aside from that, that's really all I have to say about the episode. I mean, looking at this synopsis, which I didn't watch live, so I didn't see the trailer for next week. But again, let me just read the trailer for Something's Rotten, because I believe it's probably just something that's out of order. But it says, Jasmine gets candid with Ella about wanting to have sex for the first time. Calvin doesn't want anybody talking to Miranda, including Ella. So I think that might be what's in episode 11, Hard Lessons. Curtis upsets Ella and must change his tune. I don't really care about that. I just feel like at this point, we're 10 episodes in. I feel like the first part of this season was about Malik and Lisa. The second part kind of touched upon the Jasmine situation with her boyfriend Caleb. And then from there, we have Miranda returning, and then her drama with Calvin, and then I don't know. I don't know. I don't know when Janine's showing back up, or the twins, and I just, this show is all over the place. But like I said, I might chime in from time to time if I have anything useful to say, because I know the Calvin and Miranda thing is what people watch the show for more than anything else. But like I said at the beginning of this review, the biggest thing for me is like, these weren't awful episodes, But the fact that they just did not address what happened at the condo last week made no sense to me at all, and it could have been written better. So I, I mean, I'd give both episodes probably like, it's hard to even score them. I would say, I think I'll be nice and say like a 4 out of 10 collectively for both episodes. Cause like I said, they weren't bad, but I just feel like you just skipped over an important narrative between these characters, and that could have influenced the decisions taken in these two. But what do I know, guys? What do I know? All right, guys, as always, if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. And with that being said, I'll talk to you next time.